like the fact that you made mention of budgeting, because that was what I was going to ask next. Budgeting. Everyone can see how things are changing, right? One of the major shakings, or one of the things that is really shaking people right now, is the volatile change in prices. The economy is volatile. You can't tell what will happen tomorrow. Today is a different story. Tomorrow may be another thing entirely, and then you have to budget. So, which means that even if I budget for 30,000 naira, by the time I wake up tomorrow, the things I budgeted for may have changed. So, what would be your advice? What's the way out for an individual?
Thank you very much. I think we always have this wrong perception about budgets. Budget is not a rigid instrument. It's not cast in stone or iron. It is something that should be flexible. Budgeting should be very responsive. No, that's what we call variance analysis. So what variance analysis to do that, what you plan and what actually happened. So what happened? So you want to analyze it. For instance, in a simple terms, you plan to buy maybe two bags of rice for 100,000, just using arbitrary figure now, and you spend 120,000, and you can only buy 1.5 bags of rice. Then you say the variance, and what happened? So you see the quantity reduced, but the price increased. So you can bring this area because the price increased. I was not able to buy the expected quantity. And it could be the other way around too. Also, when you are producing too, those who manufacture something, maybe you buy a bag of rice, for instance, and you expect it to yield 80 plates of jollof rice, but you end up yielding only 75 plates of jollof rice. Then you begin to ask, what happened? Then you discover that, you thought you bought a 50 kg bag, but the bag has been repacked to 45. So I believe you were shortchanged. What you thought you bought was not what you actually bought. So those are the kind of things that you do. You very analyst will tell you, okay, it's because the price increased, that's why you are unable to achieve your target, or it's because the quantity of input reduces, that's why you are not able to achieve your target. But at the individual level, this may be a little bit complex and complicated to do. But what we say is that budget is not fixed. What I advise people, like, if you go to the market, you list what you want to buy. The price you put it. Maybe you know this is sold for 20 naira, the other one is sold for 30 naira. But when you get to market, the one of 20 naira you bought is at 25. Create another column, put 25, which means you are comparing, okay, what you thought was going to be 20 is now 25. So the variance there now is that there's a negative variance of -5. You have spent 5 naira more than what you budgeted for. This is what we call budget control. And you can do this on a simple paper. So I've seen, even before now, even when I was in Nigeria, you go to market, you go with 20,000, and you come back home and you see the nylon bag is so light, and you begin to wonder, did somebody steal money from you? And you bring out your calculator, and you begin to add the prices of what you bought, and you discover that, you spent actually the 20,000 without achieving all your aim. So that's the limitation of budget. Budget is a plan, it's futuristic. Budget is not exact science. It's not something, okay, I budget 20 naira, I spend 20 naira. It's not always like that. But it's what it's able to do is to plan, is to guide your planning. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for that one. We'll be wrapping up shortly, but just before we wrap up, I'd like to ask this question because you also spoke about it in your book, Business Strategy Manual. Let's talk about business failure. And I'm thinking now, beyond the fact that the economy can be a factor by which a business can fail, which other factors would you consider as major factors for business failure?
There are so many reasons why a business can fail. And I always tell people, any business can fail. Any business can fail. For instance, if you have business, you no longer pay attention to it, the business can fail. If you are selling a product that is no longer required, business can fail. Remember IBM typewriter, how it went down. You remember Nokia, how it went down. You remember BlackBerry, it's gone. So by not paying attention, by not to competition and other things, by not innovating, a business can fail. Again, in an environment where people don't differentiate their personal money from business money, they just spend money, any money that comes. Before you know it, you have eaten the profit and the capital, and the business will fail. When you don't keep adequate record to monitor how you are performing, you don't do performance evaluation from time to time, your business can fail because a single decision, wrong decision, can make a business to collapse. Let me give you an example, for instance. In printing, people make money. But do you know that one work wrongly done and rejected by a customer can wipe off profit of 10 years? Just one job, because you did not pay attention or you used the wrong material and the customer rejected it. Then you can be done for. So there's so many factors. I mean, having employees that are not competent, wasting your product or stealing your product can make your business collapse. When you sell too much on credit, you keep on selling to people on credit and they are not paying. This happens to bakery a lot. A lot of bakery, they don't last 2-3 years because all these market people that are selling bread, they buy on credit. When they don't pay, the business collapse. There are so many factors.
Interesting. Thank you very much for that one, sir. And it's been such wonderful, a wonderful time here. But just before we go, the economy is what it is, or hardly can anyone do anything about the economy, right? But what would you advise, or what would be advised to small and medium-sized businesses at this time?
One of the things where you can know, I will make you know how your business is doing, is to keep record. I keep on saying this. In the book, I also said it. In most of my YouTube channel, I said it. Keep record. If you don't keep record, you cannot measure your performance. And if you don't measure your performance, you don't know where you can make adjustments. Because as it is now, like I said earlier on, yes, there are some businesses that allow you to continue to increase your prices as the price of inputs are increasing. But you get to a limit, unless these things are not that elastic. It also depends on the kind of thing, the product or service you render, how essential it is, how maybe there are no alternatives, or if you are a monopolist, which is like you see the issue of cement, because they operate as a cartel. So when you operate in a cartel, you are a monopolist, you can continue to increase your price indefinitely. But then even at that, it gets to a point that the quantity you can sell will reduce. If you get to a point that your patronage will reduce. So if you also don't learn how to manage customer. For now, for instance, if you are selling food now, the level of credit sales will increase. Especially if you are selling prepared food, except you are very, very strict. If you mix sentiment with your business, before you know it, you can no longer even buy raw material, raw food to cook in the neighborhood. So there are a lot of things that you can do. If you keep your adequate record, you will know where to make adjustment. For instance, if I want to take reduce margin, reduce profit, I must know the actual profit I'm making. If I cook a derica of rice, how much am I making? So then that will know, okay, how much of these profits can I reduce, at least to keep on selling? Because if I increase my price, like the Messiah was shouting now, that they have low patronage because people can no longer afford it. So you have to have good record. Then you have to learn to separate business money from personal money. I've always advocated that if you run business, pay yourself salary. Pay yourself salary. That's part of the inputs of running the business. Not that when anybody needs money, you just dip hand into the business money and spend. It's not always a neat arrangement. It is tough now, but I believe that over time things will ease out. Then government can help. Again, when you keep record, for instance, if you are asking for assistance from government, Smendan was supposed to promote small, medium enterprises. I don't have full knowledge of their mandate. So if they are going to even assist you, we ask for you, they want to see the record. for running your business. If you don't have record, you cannot enjoy whatever facilities that are available. So, for your own planning, for your own performance measurement, keep record. So that will enable you to say, okay, if I want to, whatever I want to do, whatever decision I want to make, yes, this is the limit to which I can reduce my price. This is the limit to which I can reduce my margin. So all those, there are a lot of benefits. Then I always advise, take your money to the bank. Because you may not know, you may get to a point your business may require facilities. And they will tell you are not bankable because there's no evidence of your activities through your bank statement, bank performance. So all those things I have to put into consideration. But at a moment like this, I would say, if it is possible, if it makes sense to you, reduce your margin of profit and stay afloat. Or if it is not possible, yeah, the best you can say, okay, you know, it's a risk you are taking because you may get to a point that from low patronage to absolutely no patronage. Because at the time, if you price yourself out of the market, what happened? The business will collapse.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. That this is as far as we can go. It's been like, this is 54 minutes. Wow, interesting. Once again, thank you, Dr. Bolutife Oluwadele, author of the book Business Strategy Manual, published by Knowledge Publishing. And I want to especially thank you again for taking the time out to be with us today, Dr. Bolutife Oluwadele. We hope to engage you some other time on an interactive session like this. And I believe that every small and medium-sized business that has seen this will be able to gain wisdom and get one or two things that can help, that can be adopted for them to be able to, stand strong in this current times that we are in, because these are interesting times. And I also would like to extend gratitude to everyone who tuned in, who stayed through from the time we started till now. It's been wonderful having you, and we hope to do this some other time right here from the stable of Knowledge Publishing. And yes, in case you're wondering what Knowledge Publishing is all about, Knowledge Publishing is a publishing and a content management company. We've done several books, we've published books that have won several awards, and of course it's good to also have Dr. Bolutife to be able to have published the book by Dr. Bolutife. And also you can, if you need copies of the book, you can find it in all leading bookshop and all online store. This is the book, Business Strategy Manual. Business Strategy Manual. Just in case you're wondering where to get the book, you can get the book in all leading bookshop and online store. Once again, I thank you, Dr. Bolutife, and I want to say thank you to my boss too, Mr. Savio Badamosi, who has given me this privilege to be able to do this with you right here today. So thank you very much, Doctor. That will be all. Hoping to hear from you once again.